The resemblance of a plant to the body part or malady that it cures is a concept called the doctrine of signatures. Along with other early classical scholars, Roman natural philosopher Pliny the Elder and the Greek physician Dioscorides made reference to the doctrine, but it was best developed by the medieval Swiss physician and alchemist Paracelsus. The doctrine was widely believed in the West, especially in the 16th and 17th centuries, though it did persist beyond. Simply put, this theory is the epitome of function dictates form. An outward appearance reveals therapeutic value. Hi, I'm Mary Bourne, traditional naturopath, and I love sharing natural remedies with people for better health. In this month of July, I've chosen to talk about plants as teachers. Here with me today is my dear friend and neighbor, Nancy. She can scoot in here and say hi to everybody. And what this doctrine is the basis for homeopathy. So homeopathy is based on the theory of like cures like. And if you've ever looked closely like at a walnut looks like two parts of the brain. And now with studies, we've seen that walnuts do, in fact, benefit the brain. Slice a carrot and look at it. If you look at it closely, it looks just like an eye. And carrots are beneficial for eyes. So you can see how the elders looked at plants and could determine just by their physiology what they would be beneficial for. The hawthorn berry is shaped like a heart, and so we know that hawthorn is very good for the heart. So on it goes. And when they would study these plants, they would look at where they were growing. They would look at the shape, the color, the scent. They would involve all of their senses in examining these plants. Some of it was trial and error, and but for the most part, they healed a lot of people by doing this. And during the 19th century, modern medicine emerged. Now, traditional medicine has been going on for thousands of years. And for the most part, for those thousands of years, they've worked on people, not in petri dishes, not in animal studies. And now, because of modern medicine, they feel everything has to be proved either through petri dishes or animals. And to me, it doesn't make much sense because you're going to use them on people. So sometimes animals don't compute to people. So modern medicine emerged in the 19th century. And also during that time, sanitation was more readily available. And between the two, a lot of diseases were dealt with and people were healthier. When antibiotics came along, it saved a lot of lives. But as with most good things, too much bad thing. So now we have antibiotic-resistant bacteria, and it's quite virulent. And the medical community has nothing to offer for that. When the elders, during the age of their medicine, they believed that the host was creating the environment to allow the disease to occur. So it was their belief that if you kept yourself healthy, then the disease doesn't have a chance. And because of sanitation, that enhanced that. We can be healthier through sanitation, through proper lifestyle, through proper rest, exercise, diet. Look at the plants. If you have a plant that is growing in poor soil, not watered, hi Diane, not watered and choked with weeds, how well do you think that plant is going to grow? My neighbor Kim and I bought mandevillas at Costco, and we are both having troubles with aphids and browning leaves. And the other day I went inside the plant and I looked at it, and when they constructed the plants, they choked it. All of the leaves on the inside are diseased, and so the disease is coming from the fact that it was poorly constructed. Usually they have to pull a few leaves off, allow circulation in there for that plant to thrive, and they did not do that. So the environment was set. Another way to explain it is, say you go out and you buy 2 garbage pails, and in one garbage pail you put your garbage, and the other pail is pristine clean. Which one do you think the flies are going to go to? Obviously, the one with the garbage where there's food. So I believe, as the elders did, that it is my fault if I get sick. Now, accidents happen. Okay, I'm not really talking about trauma. But for the most part, I feel that it is my responsibility to eat properly, to get enough rest, to exercise, to give my body the healthy lifestyle it deserves to maintain health. So don't adhere to the theory of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I take supplements. I take lots of supplements, and I eat good, and I try to maintain a level of joy. It's, you know, if people eat junk food and smoke and drink alcohol and use recreational drugs, and, you know, they don't exercise and then they get sick, it's why me, you know? Why not you? So what do you think about lavender? Now, I've talked about lavender in several of these videos, and just the smell of it is just lovely. It's very calming just to smell it. So if you were an elder and you're sitting there communing with the plants and that, and you pick this up and you get into the vibratory benefit of that plant just through its smell, then you might look at the color. Wow, you know, that's a very nice color. It's not vibrant, it's calming, and the shape of it, and so many different things that they would quantify as they chose different plants to benefit their patients. In European hospitals, lavender is used to calm patients and keep antibiotic resistance bacteria at bay. I personally have used lavender for burns, and it has been wonderful. I've never gotten a blister from a burn. The sooner you use it, the better it is, and it can relieve pain. It's just a fabulous plant without any harmful side effects. A study in France was conducted to determine which essential oils would purify and deodorize the air, destroying bacteria such as protease, Staphylococcus aureus, Streptococcus pyogenes. Several vaporized essential oils were found to be effective, and lavender was among them, destroying 90% of the microbes. This is simply by using a diffuser, by letting the aroma of the essential oil throughout the sick room. Now, you can do that at home. If you know, colds and flu, they're viruses. And if you're emitting this wonderful scent throughout the sick room, you're allowing that person to sleep better and for killing off these germs, and it smells good. So if you want to learn more, you can go to my website and click on the Herb Encyclopedia tab, and you can get a full page thing where it talks about lavender essential oil. Now, that's essential oil. The rest of my talk, I want to talk about flower essences. So yesterday in my electronic newsletter, delivered to over 600 subscribers every Monday, I discuss the benefits of clematis. If you're interested in getting this free newsletter, you can just email me, drmary@bornforhealth.com, and I will send them to you every Monday until you say unsubscribe. So the clematis used in flower essences is a white one with many blooms on one stalk. Now, this alone tells people who are into looking at plants as teachers what this flower can be used for. And when you have one stalk and many blooms on that, is the one stalk is strength of that person, and many thoughts or much confusion going on. So you can see how the look of the plant can help you in deciding what that plant can be used for. So flower essences are very different than essential oils. Essential oils are plants distilled and the oil extracted, and flower essences have no smell at all. So they're great for people who have allergies. They are what is known as the spirit of the plant. So the bloom is picked early in the morning with the dew still on it, and it's placed in a special dish, and spring water is used, and the sunlight comes through the plant, and the spirit or essence of the plant is taken up into the water. I will post a website that shows more specifically how this is done, and maybe you want to make your own flower essence. So how these were derived was back in the 1900s, there was a Dr. Edward Bach who lived in England, and he was not only a medical doctor, but he was a homeopath. And so he believed in these signatures, doctrine of signatures, and he would look at, he was not able to help these men who would come from war, and what they called back then was shell shock, and he couldn't help them. There was no medicine, there wasn't anything available, and these poor guys would wake up with horrible nightmares, and so most of his 38 flower essences were for fear. Fears of different kinds, phobias of different kinds, and he helped so many people. And word spread across to the U.S., and Bach remedies were used for almost a century. And I used them in my practice. Most of my practice is about emotional healing. And at first, when I started 40 years ago, those were the flower essences I used. And I would prepare each person an individual remedy from what was called the mother tincture, and it was very time consuming, and I'd have to test every person and what they needed, and I didn't like the fact that they were 30% alcohol. I didn't feel comfortable giving them to many people, especially older people, and especially younger people. And so when Nature's Sunshine came along with glycerin-based flower essences, I was thrilled. I was totally enamored by the fact that these 7 flower essences did everything I could possibly need to help my patients. It was such a gift. And they're perfectly fine for children, even babies. I've put some on the nipple and had the baby suck it. I put them on the bottoms of their feet. I've had mother put them on their breast and mixed it with the breast milk. And I've had children take them. In fact, my grandchildren used to call them their sweet drops because of the glycerin base. They were very willing to take them. Now, some people, they're too sweet, so they put them in water, and that's perfectly fine. So they're good for diabetics. They're good for recovering alcoholics, pregnant women, elderly, even pets. So they are safe and effective. I hope you're enjoying what you're hearing, and if you could send me some hearts and some emojis, that would be great. Facebook loves it when I have attention like that on the live classes. So the fact that these are in glycerin, I feel confident in almost everyone being able to use it. These remedies are easy to use. You simply unscrew it, take a pinch, and drop it in. It's that easy. You hold it in your mouth, take several deep breaths, and swallow. Now, for pets, you want to put it in their drinking water. So, like, we're coming on the 4th of July, and one of the things that many pets are upset about are the bursts of noise from fireworks. And if you have a pet like that, one of the things you can do is put it in their drinking water. You can also put it on the pads of their feet. Now, it's glycerin based, so it's a little sticky, and so you may want to mix it with something that can be absorbed into it. That's the beauty of flower essences. The vibrations can be taken up into the body, and they don't have to be taken internally. They can be taken just by the skin absorbing it. Now, you could take these every 10 minutes. You can, if you're very upset, you were just in an accident and you're traumatized, taking some distress remedy every 10 minutes will help you calm down. If there's been a death in the family, if there's all kinds of reasons that you would want to use these, and it is very fine to take them every 10 minutes. Generally speaking, you want to take them away from food by a half hour, and that's only because your body is in the process of digesting, and it's not going to pay as much attention to vibrations at that time. So it doesn't mean that you can't do it, it's just that you're really not getting the best effect from them. So once the trauma is over, you want to continue taking it about 3 times a day. So you can pick a time. In the morning, maybe just before you get in the car and drive through some horrible traffic. And then, after lunch sometime. And then maybe just before you go to bed, so that you can help relieve some of this tension that your body is in. Flowers are uplifting, and using the energy of the plant is what flower essences is all about. So one of the things I want to talk about is impatience. Now, a lot of us grow impatience. Those are the hybrid kind. So the kind that is used in flower essences is actually this Impatience glandiflora, and the look of that, I'll show you again, it's almost like 2 lips, so it looks like a mouth. And so again, doctrine of signatures, and it's often used when a person is angry and they'll say something they really wish they hadn't, and so it can, the distress remedy, which has this in it, can calm you. So I'm going to read to you from what the article says on impatience. It's a flower essence is indicated for those who are impatient and irritable. They tend to be restless, tense, and are nervous and always rushing, having a compulsive need to get everything done immediately. They find themselves easily agitated, angered, frustrated, or intolerant of people who do not act as quickly as they do. As a result, they often act hastily and impulsively without taking too much time to think things through. Common physical characteristics include nervous fidgeting or itching, and overactive metabolism, high blood pressure, exhaustion, or burnout, and sleep problems included. Impatience flower essence can help a person slow down, and develop a sense of acceptance and harmony with the natural flow of life and time. It enables a person to exercise calm and patience, just like its name. And impatience also facilitates the ability to think and act with prudence and thoroughness. The essence is useful for all conditions related to nervousness and restlessness, including nervous tension prior to important events and deadlines. Now, who doesn't go through that? Animals that are high-strung, nervous, or impulsive may also benefit from this essence. So you can see how distress remedy can be beneficial for even pets. And during Katrina, there was 2 tents set up that were helping people. So there was the Red Cross, and then there was a tent of natural healers. And a lot of them were using flower essences to help, because these animals were coming in and they would be frantic because, you know, they're abandoned, they're not wondering what's going on. And so the natural healers were giving them distress remedy. And the Red Cross people came over with several animals and said, "We can't do anything with these. Can you help?" And so it was kind of interesting that, you know, in a circumstance like that, how people understand, hey, it's working. So I hope you're enjoying today's class and that you share with others what you've learned. I also post the recorded classes on YouTube, and if you'd like to have the link for those, I'll be happy to send it to you. Just email me, drmary@bornforhealth.com. If you're interested in looking at the flower essences to see what might benefit you, you can simply click on the link where it says tickets, and that will get you right to the Nature Sunshine website, and you can look them over. Or you can go to my website and Herb Encyclopedia and read a thorough page of what the research has done on these beautiful remedies. So another garden flower, I'm going to be talking through the month about different ones, and I'm hoping that my St. John's wort blooms soon. Usually it does in July, and so I want to talk about the benefits of St. John's wort. So I hope that you look at plants now with a different look. Yes, they're beautiful. They have wonderful energy. We're so pleased when somebody gives us a plant or a flower of some sort, and now you can understand that they have energy, and this energy is helping you heal. This vibratory rate can raise the health of you so that your vibratory rate can be higher and benefit from the not just the scent, look, and vibration of this. I hope you're encouraged by what you're hearing. Alternative medicine does work, and it has for thousands of years. Most of the time is safe and effective with balancing abilities, not bad side effects. So be sure to join me next week, Dr. Mary, at Health to Home, 10:30. And if you want to share this, I hope that you feel comfortable in sharing this video with others. I'd like to end with some action steps, and so click on the link tickets and get yourself involved in some natural healing, safe and effective, and I don't think you'll be sorry. And with the 4th of July fireworks coming up, think of those poor little pets that are shivering and scared, and how you could benefit them by simply giving them some distress remedy. And keep focusing on gratitude. Be thankful for people and gifts of nature, the flowers, and all the joy around you. Thank you for viewing. Until next week, this is Dr. Mary at For the Health of It.